T-Mac felt fresh, and that would spell doom for the Wizards. Tyrone Nesby helpless to stop that T-Mac jumper. Courtney Alexander, forget about it. McGrady had everything working, didn't matter who was guarding him. The not-so-shy McGrady hoisted the ball up 29 times, made 18 field goals. Despite this one-man show, the visitors didn't fold with a game on the line. T-Mac taking charge, the basket and foul, and it's a 2-point game. McGrady scored 50 on the night. That's a career high. Amazingly, though, Washington could have won or tied here, but Chris Whitney would miss the long three. The Magic had stopped their 4-game losing skid. For the 9th time this season, Allen Iverson dropped in 40 points or more. Here, driving right through the heart of the Indiana Pacer defense. A scoop shot off glass, plus he drew the foul. Iverson never stopped attacking. Can 18 in the first half. The Sixers led by 4 at the break. Indiana took the lead in the third, and that's when Iverson went back to work. Coming off a screen, catching and firing, that's 3 more to his tally. He finished with 41. Isaiah Thomas's team hanging tough, but in the end, Matt Harpring hits a back-breaking jumper to break the tie. Philly goes on to the 9-point win. More NBA numbers now as we head to break.
Finals of the Big Ten Conference Tournament. Closing seconds of the game, it's tied until Iowa's Luke Recker wins it for the Hawkeyes. Recker used to be a Hoosier. He put his team in the semifinals with a winning shot against Wisconsin. He does it again for the World Sport Play of the Day. Now, streaking Portland played in Denver. Blazers came in with 12 straight wins. Blazers inbound the ball. David Stoudemire tries to throw the ball off the defender's leg. He misses. George McLeod eventually buries the three. The Blazers, as you saw through at the length of the court, Nuggets are within 2 at this point. After Pippen made 1 free throw, 1 last chance for the Nuggets. Tim Hardaway brings it up. He nails the 3. Game tied at 94. Now it's on to overtime. Nuggets hung tough, kept it tied at 104. Bonzi Wells tries to go inside. He blows the dunk. Can you believe it? After the Nuggets hit a pair of free throws, they lead by 2. Blazers with a last chance. Pippen to Bonzi Wells. His 3 is off. The Nuggets hang on, and they snap Portland's string of success.
Friday, and the league leaders from Sacramento came a-calling on Sunday. They were led by Peja Stojakovic. He came out firing, outside, inside. The man was on the move and connecting. 21 points on 9 of 16 shooting for Peja. The Kings keeping the Bucks at bay. Mike Bibby to Chris Webber. C-Webb also had 21, and the Kings were up big. Never trailed in this one. They were pouring it on. Here comes Bobby Jackson, nailing of the three-pointer. Allen and Robinson, by the way, combined for just 28, and the Bucks continue their struggles at home. Hoops and hockey as we head to break.
W najciekawszym meczu minionej nocy Nuggets pokonali Portland 109-106. Outsiderzy Midwest Division przerwali tym samym imponującą, liczącą 12 spotkań serię zwycięstw gości z Oregonu. 44 punkty dla gospodarzy zdobył duet George McLeod i Evan Howard. W szeregach Blazersów 28 punktów i 10 zbiórek odnotował Scottie Pippen. W poszczególnych dywizjach prowadzą New Jersey, Detroit, Dallas i Sacramento. Jazzmeni Karla Malona i Johna Stocktona z 34 wygranymi zajmują 8. ostatnie premiowane awansem do play-off miejsce w konferencji zachodniej.
Career tally when Utah Jazz faced the Houston Rockets in the NBA, and Stockton moved a step nearer that goal when he fed Donyell Marshall for the 3. The Rockets would maintain an edge into the third, though. Cuttino Mobley with the finger roll on the break. Houston by 8. In the 4th, though, the Jazz came back. Stockton to Rusty LaRue here, and the Jazz were just 5 points adrift. That assist set up Stockton for the 15,000 mark, and this one took him to it. Byron Russell knocking down the 3, Jazz by 1. But Stockton's landmark game would be spoiled by a loss suffered when Steve Francis drained the 3 in the last 5 seconds for a 95-92 Rockets victory.
Against Seattle in the first half, scored 71 first half points. Steve Nash doing it. Dirk Nowitzki hits the 3-pointer, and then Nowitzki goes to the basket and finishes with a strong slam. He had 19 points, 12 rebounds. The 71 points scored in the first half were season high. Mavs too much down the stretch. Nick Van Exel, and then it's Nash, and Michael Finley finishes it off. Finley had 26. The Mavericks won this one, 119-108. Tempers flared in Memphis, where the Grizzlies took on Utah. Andrei Kirilenko with a drive. Was there a foul? Well, Jerry Sloan thinks so, and he tells the refs. Gets one technical. He's not content with that. Gets a second one, and yes, you know what that means. He's tossed. The Grizzlies tried to take advantage of that. Jason Williams with a pass to Pau Gasol, and the Spaniard with 20 points on the night. Last chance for the Jazz. They're down one. John Stockton, the veteran, trying to get something going. Can't find a pass. Can't find a shot either. The Grizz get a rare win against Utah. And Utah Nets taking on Toronto, and who else but Jason Kidd doing his magic. 13 of his 15 points coming in the fourth quarter. Take another look at that shot, and the kids are loving it. Fourth quarter. Nets up one after the tray from Lucius Harris. Now time is running out, tied at 94. Kidd tries to do it again. He can't, but Kenyon Martin can. The Nets win it in the road record, but it didn't look like it in this evening. Check out Sean Kemp and Sean Bradley clashing heads, and Kemp had to leave the game, had 6 stitches, and came back. After that, it was all Blazers. Ruben Patterson with the dunk, and then the next possession, Blazers get the steal. Scottie Pippen to Patterson again with a nice layup. The very next possession again, Blazers on the break. Pippen throws the alley-oop to Rasheed Wallace. 28 of his 37 points coming in the first half. They weren't done yet, though. Pippen to Bonzi Wells with the reverse. And yes, that's right. Portland scored 132 points, winning this one easily. Chris Webber sat out Sacramento's game against New York because of a dislocated finger in his right hand. Charlie Ward stripping Vlade Divac. Then on the break, he finds Latrell Sprewell, who had 24 points in the first half. Third quarter, Kings making a run. Mike Bibby drives through the defense for the layup. Bibby had 21, but fourth quarter, too much Sprewell. Mark Jackson feeding Spree, and Spree getting the bucket. Great reverse move. He had 43 as the Knicks won it big. And here are the rest of the NBA scores.
Home floor in East Rutherford. As he does so often, Jason Kidd leading the attack. The bounce pass to Kerry Kittles. Kidd wasn't done passing. Backdoor to Kenyon Martin for the big throwdown. The Nets by 14 at the break. The Nets did not let up. Here's Kidd bouncing inside to Aaron Williams, who dunked on Alonzo Mourning. And those two would get into it late in the game. Mourning and Williams underneath, throwing elbows, pushing, shoving, name-calling, taunting, finger-pointing. And the finger point to the face of Kenyon Martin would get Mourning ejected, and he would hear about it from the New Jersey crowd. The Nets win big, 97-78, only their second win in the last 7. Held scoreless in a blowout loss in Orlando. Denver's Tim Hardaway blew a gasket. Before leaving the court after his ejection, the veteran guard headed for the scorer's table and removed that item. The key item was the TV monitor. He heaved it right onto the floor where Magic guard Darrell Armstrong retrieved it. You don't see that every day at NBA arenas. As we head to
where the Spurs hosted Boston, Paul Pierce, the spin, and the circus shot that falls. The Spurs were up by 4. Second quarter, Spurs up still 4. Tony Parker with the steal. And then to Tim Duncan, who gets the lay-in and the foul. Fast forward to the second half. Pierce almost gets the ball stolen here, but then he collects it and jams it in. Spurs up 8. Tim Duncan doing the best for his team. He had 37. And the hook there, no one seemed to stop him. The Celtics make a final run. Antoine Walker drives baseline on Tim Duncan and gets the tough lay-in. He had 31 points, as did Paul Pierce, who gets a fantastic shot here. In traffic with the foul, off the backboard. But in the end, it would be too much Tim Duncan and too much Danny Ferry. That's right, 18 points. The shot from downtown seals it, and the Spurs also seal it, winning it by 7. And now let's take a look at the rest of the NBA scores. Everyone his shooting touch. First, with time expiring in the third quarter, hits the three-pointer at the buzzer. And then in the fourth, it's Barry again. And check out the jumper from behind the backboard. Fantastic. Barry, the crazy shots and the double play of the day.
For the Shaq man, Shaquille O'Neal. Robert Horry alley-ooping to the big man. And the Mavericks would see some more of the Thunder inside. Nice pass there by Kobe Bryant. 28 for Shaq. Now down the stretch they come, back and forth. Rick Fox inbounding to Derek Fisher. Look at this team basketball. Right back to Fox, and this celebrity crowd was loving it. Dirk Nowitzki, the German, can't leave him free for a second. Up and in for three, and Mark Cuban was loving that. The Mavs are up one. Next possession. We're under a minute to go, and Robert Horry, what a shooter he is. Don Nelson's team was down. A dagger there with the three-pointer, but in the end, the Mavericks will have a chance here. If they could connect from three-point range, which they don't. Michael Finley just a tad short. The streak lives, the streak lives. 105-103 for the Lakers. Earlier in the day, the Kings were in a tight one in Toronto. The Kings, Doug Christie had a fine game against his old mates. Look at that move. Check it out. Fouled by Vince Carter, who wanted a foul. Offensive foul, but he didn't get it. Now it's Carter backing in. Vince had 22 on the day for this struggling team from Toronto. But it was too much of Christie, Weber, Bibby, Divac, and company as the Kings run out to a 116-113 road win. Let's get all of Sunday's NBAs with Cindy DeBruyne.
Run and gain them some ground on Utah for the 8th and final Western Conference playoff spot. Michael Olowokandi set the Clippers on their way with 20 of his 26 points in the first half, but Houston kept it close, and it was only when Doug Overton scored that the Clippers went 6 points clear.
Tech practice it. I've been doing a lot of individual work, a lot of running, cutting, and so far it's feeling great. Today I got the chance to go with the team and run through plays and do some dummy work, but I hadn't had any contact work, so obviously I don't want to jump back in it, not going through that, and I imagine, Doug is going to try to put together a contact practice one of these days, and hopefully I can get in and try to go at it.